Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so the score was 108-97. The Milwaukee Bucks did defeat the Lakers at State Crypto.com Arena for our second to last preseason game. Of course, we got one more coming up against Phoenix at 7 o'clock on a Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I didn't see the first half of this game really very much. I saw the first half of the first quarter and then came back at halftime, fixed some food in the third quarter, ate it throughout the third quarter, and watched some of the fourth quarter afterwards. So it was kind of choppy for me, but I didn't miss much from what it was going on there. Basically, we played our starters in the first half. I think AD had 16 points, and D'Angelo Russell had, I think it was like, I don't know, he was in double figures. Giannis did very well, was also in double figures. Dame was in double figures, but at the end of the day, they only played in the first half. You know what I mean? We had Rui with 8 points. We're missing quite a bit of players out there. Basically, most of half of our team didn't play. But what I really took from this game overall was just the continued usage of our young guys in crunch time. And because we didn't have Jalen out there, Jalen Hood-Schifino, we were able to run Scottie Pippen, and he was very aggressive. Not very efficient, but very aggressive, and had about 3 steals, 6 assists. I was very impressed with the steals. You know, him and Demoy Hodge are guys who are going to play the defensive end like hounds. And the way that Scottie was hounding Cam Payne was something to talk about. And so I've said this once and I'll say it again. I'm not sure Scottie won't develop into something that makes it so that Jalen Hood-Schifino is only kind of worth it, you know what I mean, in terms of passing on Cam Whitmore, you know what I mean? I think maybe you could have got away with using Scottie a little more and just kind of did that, but overall, it is what it is, man. Our young guys did the best they could. They just couldn't close out a team that had champions on the floor at the end of the game. Cam Payne's played in the finals. Pat Connaughton's played in the finals. Those were guys who were on the floor against our hopefuls. So it's kind of hard to close out a game against guys like that. But at the end of the day, I think our guys did a very good job. We saw a lot of hustle. Not the smartest plays in the world, but guys like Castleton played hard, you know, rebounding the ball. Castleton's one of the top rebounders in the preseason this year, so you got to give him credit for that. Just cleaning up glass and continuing to push the ball. You know what I mean? The preseason game, man. I'm personally looking forward to the preseason ending because I don't particularly like to lose, and we're not looking to win. You know what I mean? So I find myself trying not to be frustrated with what I see, but it just is what it is. You got guys who are hopefuls trying to close out basketball games the best way they know how, and they have a lot of learning to do. Shot selection, certain things that they did down there in terms of turning the ball over and stuff like that, we know won't happen as they continue to grow. So you just want to let them get that kind of time on the floor together. And of course, a lot of those rotations have never been used before since it's the beginning of the season. Guys don't really know one another, and that's what this is about, getting that playing time against someone other than each other in practice so that they can learn and then have data from which to study. So I think throughout the course of this preseason, we've accomplished exactly what we wanted to. We got our guys out there, starters, let them get their feet wet, let them get their rhythm, sit them down in the second half of these games, and then run the hopefuls and let the hopefuls try to close games out. Nice strategy by Darvin Ham and company. I don't have any negative thoughts to say other than I don't love to watch it. I don't love to watch it because I want to be competitive, and I want ultimately for the start of the season to happen so we can have that be the forefront of our intentions. But all in all, you know, you saw a Milwaukee Bucks team that looks pretty strong, man. Lopez brothers are definitely going strong. The Antetokounmpo brothers are out there running around and doing what they do. So it's more so about nepotism over there in Milwaukee, if you ask me. And I'm joking. I'm only partially joking. Only partially. But nevertheless, you did see Dame win his first game out there as a Buck, and you know it's going to take some getting used to. Of course, we know Dame Lillard is a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest shooters to ever play, one of the most clutch players to ever play, and he's going to need a championship to solidify his career the right way, and I think this is the best shot he's had at getting it. Strangely enough, this Laker team will not see Milwaukee until March. I think March the 4th or something like that. Very strange scheduling in regards to that. We see them in March, and then we see them like 2 weeks afterward. So basically, there's a good chance that there may be some load management and things like that. Who knows? Hopefully no injuries take place, and we'll see these two teams in a strong way. But I think that's why they scheduled them in the preseason game, so we actually have a chance to see Giannis and ultimately see him come to LA. So I don't think the schedule makers really did anybody any favors by doing that. You got to make sure those two teams see each other sooner. Let's just be honest. You have to, man. What the hell? But nevertheless, it was what it was, and we saw a game out there that was really competitive. Guys were diving on the floor. You got to give credit to Scotty and Demoy Hodge, Alex Fudge, everybody that played tonight. Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell. It was just a hard-fought effort that ultimately ended with us just coming up very short. But we weren't blown out. It was competitive. We started to close in the gap near the end of the game. You can see the competitive nature of our young fellas really shine, and they just need to learn how to execute a bit better. And they're only going to do that by allowing them to have the time to do so. So that's really what I took from it. Not a whole lot of stats to read tonight. Not a whole lot of really to take from this game other than we're giving those guys their opportunities, and it's good for them. It's the most playing time I've seen Scottie Pippen get in the big leagues, so I was very happy to see him play. And I just think his hustle really shined tonight. If I would give anybody the game ball just off of sheer hustle, I'd give it to him. Even though he wasn't overly efficient, made some mistakes, ultimately he was pushing. He was pushing campaign to everything for everything he had. And I think this young Scottie has a future in this league because of what we saw tonight. I really believe that. If we're not going to be the team that he has an opportunity with, somebody's going to see his defensive ability and his playmaking ability and take a flyer on him. He had a couple and ones. His athleticism showed in terms of his speed and downhill ability. And he was really the guy that I paid the most attention to tonight. I just was really thrilled by the fact that I could see him work hard on both sides of the floor. And just like his pops, getting stops, you know what I mean? Working his way up from humble beginnings. He's not considered a star or anything. He's a G League guy. But that's a G League guy who, if he continues to work the way that he is and continue to take quality minutes where given, if he can get some more stops and learn how to hit that free throw, he's going to find his way into this league, man. He really is. And so we're lucky to have him. It ain't just because of his name, you know what I mean? We mentioned the word nepotism, but I think this kid is working hard, and I think he's going to make it. I think he's going to make it in this league somehow. So sheer will and force. He has a lot of strength to him. And I just think that we got a lucky getting that kid on our team. We really are. So yeah, man, I like what I saw from Max Lewis in a short amount of minutes. Max Christie had 10 points. We definitely appreciate Max Christie's continue to work. Got to get him hitting open shots. You got to get the reps up. You know, that's really what it's about. Got to get these kids in the practice gym more and more and more and let them get more reps. Because, of course, as the regular season approaches, I don't expect to see them a lot. But I think they've earned our respect, even though they've yet to win too much, you know, in terms of closing these games out. Kind of around 500, I guess, is what we are right now in the preseason. But that's quality minutes for our young guys. So, yeah, man, that's what I took from it. Basically, not seeing a whole lot of these last two games. I can't really speak to it as well as I would like to. But I think the meat and potatoes of what we want to see is health from the starters, playing time for the young guys. That's it. And that's what preseason is all about. I love what I'm seeing from Taurean Prince in these preseason. Christian Wood playing hard. Obviously, Anthony Davis is just balling. I mean, if you would have gave him 40 minutes tonight, he's having the big numbers. You know the difference between Anthony Davis when he's doing subpar and Anthony Davis when he's going crazy? We're seeing Anthony Davis going crazy right now in limited minutes. And D'Angelo Russell is playing similar to that with big production in limited minutes. So once the season starts, if these guys can carry over that same thing, hopefully we don't run them into the ground in the preseason and they lose that ability to stay hot. But if they can keep their conditioning throughout the course of the season, they're going to have much better years this year than they had last year, both of those two guys. Rui Hachimura is playing great on both sides of the floor. I love what I'm seeing from him. You know, it's just a testament to what we're doing out there working. We didn't see, like I said, half of our team was out. Braun was out. Gabe Vincent didn't play. Cam Reddish did play, though. I'm glad Cam Reddish is back. He healed up from that ankle injury quite a bit. If I'm not mistaken, he had double digits and five rebounds. And I believe he had a steal to his name as well. So he started off a little rocky, but unlike most of our team, he's just only been able to play maybe 1 or 2 preseason games. So he's going to have to continue to work to kind of shake the rust off and get back into his best form as he did last year with the Blazers. But he's somebody I expect to play better. You know, him, Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Those are guys I expect to improve as the season begins with the minutes that they're given, with more practice reps. I expect good things from those guys eventually. So we got a deep team. I keep telling y'all we're one of the deepest teams in the league. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to see everyone play very much to know exactly how much they can give us. But for the most part, we're getting a lot out of our young guys in the second half of these games. So yeah, can't complain too much, man. Unfortunately, we did not get the victory, but who's counting victories in the preseason, right? I think the victory is making sure that our intentions are met and that ultimately we get out of there healthy, man. So with a full line of health, I think the only person we were really worried about was Cam Reddish with the ankle, and he's back. So I think that's really, really awesome to consider when how physical these preseason games have been. So now that we look forward to the Phoenix Suns, the preseason finale, don't know who's all going to play, obviously, but it's going to be more of the same. We don't care if we win. Just get those young guys their playing time, and let's keep our main guys healthy. So that's really all I got, man. I didn't a whole lot to say about this game. Giannis inflicted his will in the first half, and Dame got a couple shots up. And the rest was their young guys too. I had mentioned a guy by the name of Lindell Wigginton, but he didn't get any playing time tonight. They opted to kind of shorten their bench and kind of go with more of what it is they expect to use. That's their prerogative over there with Adrian Griffin. But with us, we played just about everybody who was available to suit up. I counted maybe like 15 or 16 guys played in this game. So that's what I prefer. I want to see everybody, and I'm happy to be on this side. So that's pretty much it, man. We ain't seeing the Bucks till March. So I hope you guys enjoyed Giannis versus the Lakers in the Crypto.com arena. And we'll reconvene, of course, on Thursday, talk a little more about these preseason, and of course finish off the preseason with the Phoenix Suns. So that's what I got. My name is BDO44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.